Keep up to date everywhere. News Talk 820 WBAP.
In the WBAP newsroom.
At 7:49, Eric Carley along with Hal J on this Wednesday morning. And this afternoon, Hal, of Texas House Committee will hear testimony on two bills that would allow Texans to carry guns without a state-issued license or permit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that right?
It's really interesting. And let's bring on Edwin Walker, who is with Texas Law Shield right now, and find out if this is a good thing, a dangerous thing. Edwin, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing well. All right. Tell us about these two bills right now that are going to, or there's going to be a testimony today on these two bills before a Texas House Committee, or with a Texas House Committee. What is in these bills, and what does it mean for Texans when it comes to the Second Amendment?
Well, actually, the hearing was yesterday. And there were two bills. There's two bills been filed, House Bill 375, House Bill 1911, which essentially seek the same end, and that end is to put handguns on the same legal platform as long guns. Right now in Texas, the carrying of long guns is virtually unregulated. There are certain places you can't go. There are certain specific individuals who can't carry long guns, like felons and people under protective orders. However, other than that, there's no restrictions on carrying long guns, and these two bills just seek to eliminate the barriers that keep handguns from being considered the same as long guns.
How many other states have this type of, law that allows their citizens to do the same?
Well, it's kind of interesting because it's sort of a mishmash of laws across the United States. But as far as a lot of people are calling it constitutional carry, some people are calling it permitless carry. Of the states that have passed true constitutional carry, that is, any individual not specifically prohibited from carrying a firearm can carry a handgun, either open or concealed. There are 11 states that have that. And then I believe there's another 15 or 16 states that have a varying degree of that. And Texas is sort of moving into that varying degree category. The bills as proposed still have some restrictions that are more for example, one of the bills says that basically they just want to eliminate the license requirement, but many of the license eligibility provisions are still in there. For example, being 21 years of age. You would still need to be 21 to carry a handgun, even though possession of a handgun is legal at 18. So that is more like the permitless carry, where somebody just simply does not get a permit. However, the permit or the license, the Texas license to carry a handgun program, will still stay in effect for purposes like reciprocity, for purposes of being able to not have to undergo a background check every time you buy a firearm, because the ATF has said if you have a Texas license to carry, you're already pre-approved as having a clear background to purchase the firearm.
Right.
So the license will stay in effect for those purposes, and it will keep going, and you can still get a license if you'd like. It's just saying that you don't need the formality or pay the license fee, which many proponents call a tax. You don't have to pay the license fee in order to lawfully carry a handgun on or about your person.
Edwin Walker of Texas Law Shield, back to you in just a moment. But first, a check on the morning traffic. ClassicChevrolet.com. Right now, Traffic Center. Here's Laura Houston.
Oh, we got plenty of traffic. Westbound, I-20 at 161, the George Bush Turnpike. As you move out towards Grand Prairie, that roadway's closed off. You have to exit onto 161. It's about an hour delay there, so Camp Wisdom, stick to that. Problems still on northbound I-35E, Valley View Lane as you move up into Farmers Branch. You've got a problem there, an accident. Two right lanes are still blocked off, so move over, maybe try out Josie Lane. Westbound I-30 at Carroll Avenue, the right lane taken away there as you move towards the Fair Park curve. And southbound the tollway, problem at Parker Road, that is still there, blocking that right lane. Covering Tarrant and Denton counties, here's Monty Cook.
With that I-35W, you know what, these 28th Street a wreck, also the one on 360 northbound at Trinity Boulevard still taking away the right lane. Louisville 121 southbound before I-35E, that one's blocking that center lane. WBAP right now, Traffic Watch, I'm Monty Cook.
WBAP weather, still could see some isolated showers and storms later on today. Right now, they're in the panhandle wrapping around this upper-level storm system. Meanwhile, the severe weather we had this morning is now moving kind of into the Ozarks, northern Louisiana through Arkansas into southern Missouri. Big Ozark outbreak today. Clearing, breezy, 81 today, 53 tonight. Great weather tomorrow, Friday, and most of Saturday. And then we're probably back under the gun here on Sunday. Right now at WBAP, 61 degrees.
Eric, we're talking with Edwin Walker of Texas Law Shield, of which, by the way, I am a member.
All right.
And so are my boys. Well, bottom line this real quickly, Edwin Walker. Do you guys still support people having, let me rephrase that. Do you support being licensed to carry a gun? And how many people use your service, say, per month?
Well, we support any expansion of folks' Second Amendment rights to have a firearm, and the distinction between handguns and long guns occurred way back in 1870. In 1870, the Texas legislature first decided to regulate the carrying of handguns, and it stayed that way all the way until 1995 when they passed the first concealed handgun legislation. And then, of course, it was expanded to allow people to unlicensedly carry guns in their automobiles in 2007. And then, of course, we had open carry last session. And so as firearms, as the right to carry a firearm expands, we are always in support of that. And as far as Law Shield members who have incidences where they call the Texas Law Shield Emergency Hotline, and that involves any incident involving their firearm or other weapon, if they use that other weapon in self-defense, we get about I'd say that roughly there is 50 to 70 calls a month on the hotline.
Okay.
And I'd say about 10% of those cases, 10-15% of those cases actually turn into incidents where charges are filed.
Wow.
And, we've got a very good record on it. In fact, just yesterday we had a case no billed in Montgomery County where a man was arrested. Turns out that obviously there was no reason for him to be arrested, but he was still arrested, still charged, and fortunately the grand jury listened to what we had to say and dismissed or no-billed the charges against him.
Just real quickly, maybe can't even comment on this because it happened in Oklahoma just a few days ago. A teenager with an AR-15 shot and killed 3 people that broke in to his home, and he shot them dead. And they're talking about the stand your ground law in Oklahoma. Is this going to be a sticky situation for this young man?
Hopefully not, because whenever somebody uses deadly force, being in their home is the best place to use it, as in being in your home does provide you certain additional legal protections that, say, being out on the street would not.
Right.
Like, say that he was at a car wash and these 3 guys came up to him and he used deadly force against them there. He has fewer legal protections. He still has legal protections and would still possibly be justified in doing that, but in your home you are given additional legal protections, and that's where when people start throwing around the terms of stand your ground and castle doctrine, that is where your home, in your home is where these fundamentally apply. And in Oklahoma, just like you would in Texas, in the event that the DA's office were to go after him, they would have to put forth evidence that would have rebutted the legal presumption that he was lawful in using deadly force, because that's sort of where the legislature, fortunately the legislature, both Oklahoma and Texas, have agreed that if somebody has got the nerve, I guess, or the just the act of breaking into another person's house demonstrates that they have a bad intent, and that whatever they get, they probably had coming to them.
All right. Thank you very much. Edwin Walker of Texas Law Shield.
Thank you.
Appreciate the time.